Hello and welcome to the latest Lukozer retro game review video. For this one it is Madballs for Commodore 64. This was coded by Denton Designs, released by Ocean in, I can't remember when this came out. It was about 86, 87, somewhere around there. And it's a licensed game, which usually is enough to send shivers of terror down the spine. But this time it's not based on a film or a television program. It is based on the series of toys. I never could work out the point of Madballs, the actual toys, but I think they may have had some sort of cult following. There may have even been a cartoon based on it, but I've never seen it in my life, and hopefully that will continue. Now, as you can see, well, as far as the title page goes, I mean, this is it. There is, well, not an awful lot here. There's a pretty disposable tune playing in the background, one of Fred Gray's not so great compositions. The highlight of the game though is the loading music, which is another of Fred Gray's pieces. It's a hell of a lot better. It's quite manic, and for some reason, well, because I'm using a disc image, not a tape, I haven't got it here. But I uploaded years ago a YouTube video which has the Madballs loading music, so if you want to have a listen to that, the highlight of the game, then well, it's on my account here somewhere. Anyway, let's get a game underway, if you can call it that. So, you are this Madball bouncing around here, and the idea is these other Madballs who come along, you have to try and knock them off this platform, which is easier said than done. Now, if you do it in a specific order, I can never remember if you have to knock off a Madball that's weaker than you, as I've just done one. You then get to control it. When that happens, let's see if I can get this, but this one that's left, this is the one that I can take control of. I'll knock him off. There he goes. So he now appears down there in amongst the list of Madballs I can control. And if I move myself over this like portal thing, or at least if I can do it without these bastards knocking me off. So if I do that and hold down fire, there we go, I now change to the next Madball. There you go. And I have basically shown you everything there is to do in the game. The playing area is, you know, it's not tiny. You know, there are a whole load of other areas I can head to. Let's see if I can make it to right, this area here, this teleporter thing, will take us to a new region, and there will be some different Madballs in the area. Now, these things that are like lying around on the ground, I have no idea what they do. That's despite the fact that, as I say, I used to have this game back in the day, but I could never get very far. So it basically plays a bit like Bounder, but giving you, instead of having to go from top to bottom, you've actually got some sort of interaction with other things in the area. You know, you don't have to just avoid them. You do actually have to do you know, something else with them. In this case, so you got to knock them off the platform, which is a lot easier said than done. Graphically, it's fucking hideous. Audio, well, the sound effects are irritating. There's not a vast amount of variety. It's just that your particular Madball that you are controlling at the time makes a different sound if you know, when he bounces, and that's it. Other than that, you get the sound of when you hit one, which has no variety at all, and that's it. There's no music actually during the game itself. But yes, you spend the whole time just bouncing around, trying to knock other Madballs off the platforms, and rather like that one, a lot of the time when you do it, it is blind luck. You can't even see it actually happening. So yeah, graphically it's hideous, audio wise it's tedious and irritating, and gameplay wise it's limited to say the least. Oh fuck off, right, RBX. So well, we'll have one more go at this fucking thing. And it's one of these games where the design just doesn't make any sense, because when you start, I mean, this is the one life. In order to get any extra lives, because you have to knock the particular Madball off the platform. So it's that light blue one is the one I need to go for. If you don't do, that, if you don't knock off at least one or gain control of one other Madball, then well, you've just got the one life. And you see one has fallen off. That light blue one you could see just then was actually bouncing on thin air. It wasn't hitting the platform where I am. It was well, just bouncing around the area where you're supposed to be trying to send him flying into. There is an enormous amount of luck involved. As you can see, sometimes it can take a fucking age to knock one of them off. There he goes, right, at last. And other times you do it almost instantaneously. Fucking hell, that was too close. Alright, so let's get down there, because I've got control of my one new Madball, so let's go and head over here and try and get the next Madball. I want is that black and green one, but he is a bit of a pain in the arse to control, or to actually, you know, knock off. In fact, it would be better if I was using a different Madball. Oh, there you go. So to illustrate what I was saying earlier, I managed to knock him off, but it was blind luck. So I now control 3 Madballs, for what it's worth. So let's there we go. So we'll control him. Actually, no, let's try and get hold of the green and black one. There we go. Right. I have no idea which one I'm meant to knock off now. But it's not the red one. And oh fucking hell! I don't know how the fucking oh there you go. I don't know how the hell I managed to survive that long. This isn't really the one I want to be controlling. I want this one, because I think he is a bit stronger. Not much, but a bit. Oh fucking hell! And then I go and do that. Right, so I'm back to the weakest one, I think. Trying to knock some of these ones off. Anyway, so yeah, I've covered graphics, audio. I say gameplay is, well, it really is a case of blind luck, and really not doing a whole hell of a lot, just moving around and trying to knock these fuckers off, which is a lot easier said than done. So gameplay is unbelievably tedious. I have to say this is probably the weakest Denton Designs game I've ever played, and bearing in mind that I played Transformers. So I don't know what the fuck they were thinking of when they came up with, you know, the premise for this game. I mean, they must have been having a serious off day, because their games are often a lot more developed and involve, you know, doing a lot more when playing them. So why this was deemed sufficient, fuck only knows. It's extremely tedious, it's extremely annoying, and you spend a lot of your time doing extremely little. So, surprise surprise, it's not going to get a very good rating from me. I will, there we go, so game over for whatever fucking reason. I score this game 1 because I like the loading music, and that really is it. Other than that, it's just a fucking tedious heap of shit, really, this thing. So, there you go, Madballs for Commodore 64, 1 out of 10, total bollocks, really. Right, so that brings this one to an end, and we will see you at the next one.